Hello friends, today we are going to see a unsupervised learning machine learning algorithm that was K-mean. This was a most popular unsupervised learning algorithm. We already saw about KNN algorithm that uses a distance function to solve a problem like that only. This came in clustering uses Euclidean distance and Manhattan distance to make prediction. Let's see. Let's take the a 2D space. Here data are present here. These data are belongs to one category, and these data are belongs to another category. This the aim of them K-mean is to find a or to make a cluster around each data point, each group, each categorical group. It was the main aim of K-mean cluster. It will find similarity between the points and it is able to make them into a cluster. This group is called as cluster 1, and this group is considered as group 2. Okay, this machine learning this K-mean clustering is popular unsupervised learning. It used a partition data set into a K discrete. This algorithm aim is to minimize the variance within each cluster and create a compact and well separated cluster. It was the aim. This was the main aim of K-mean cluster. It will minimize the variance between each cluster and create a well separated cluster. And we need to see, we already said about the cluster, and there is another key concept in K-mean cluster. We have concept of clustering and centroid. Initially a point was defined. For example, here in K-mean cluster we need to initially there is some steps whenever we handling a K-mean cluster. The first step was setting an value for K. Value for K. And we want to put K number of centroids, and then initialize the centroids, and then we will select group and find the mean value. to make them group. Okay, we already to find distance between the points we use a equivalent distance, that was k2 minus k x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, and overall we take root. This was the equivalent distance formula. For Manhattan distance we have x1 minus x2 lambda plus y1 minus y2 modulo. It was a formula for to find a distance between 2 points in a 2-dimensional space. And okay, let's take initially the steps came in. For whenever we define ks2, let's take as ks2, and initially we put two data randomly, and then this was the first step in k-mean clustering. This first 2 point, the first k point are called as centroid, and then we will take another new point and we will put that point in that position, like that point was present in the input point was present here. After putting the point, we need to find distance between the new point and the centroid, which we already defined. A distance between the new point and the centroid points. It will find distance between this point and this point. After calculating distance, this centroid, that it is considered this centroid C1 and this centroid C2. The C1 centroid is so close to centroid 1, so that you consider this point belongs to cluster 1. Like this, it will take another point and compare distance between these two clusters, and then it will consider this point is belongs to this point. Initially it will fix 2 points and it will find distance between them, and then in another word will find it will define 2 points and make distance between them, and it will make another line whenever the data is belongs to left side of this line. It will consider as that that point was belongs to this point cluster, it belongs to this centroid. After putting all the data, all the input point to any one of the cluster, depending upon the data, it will create a cluster. It will make a cluster. To the main aim was, our main task was to find a best k value. To find that, we uses an elbow technique. The elbow method is commonly used to define a optimal number of clusters. It will It involves plotting and explain variance as function and number of clusters and looking like in a elbow form. To find loss function, to find best value of k, we use elbow method. In elbow method, here k will be there, in excess k will be there, and the k is defined in x column. Here number of number of k, the value of k, and here we have losses. It will find whenever the k is 1, what will be the loss. For 2, there is some loss like this, it will we had to see the difference between the k and loss function. The k and loss function for k means cluster, we can see that this curve is in a form of elbow. We need to select the k value that where the loss was instantly start going down. அப்படின்ற மாதிரி face it like this. We have to do this because in this we have sudden decrement over this point, that point having a k value of 2, so that we want to choose k as 2. And to a k-mean cluster is an effective and easy to implement. This algorithm uses partitioning data into a cluster. However, it specifically required number of clusters. Cluster means this k value is called as number of clusters. It is sensitive to the it is so difficult to putting a centroids, and by using elbow and Selowski score, we can determine the optimal cluster, and we can find a best perform model. Let's see how this it will work in graphical form.
If you deny that the future is AI, go ahead, skip this ad. Good.
Way to select a value for cluster. We can quantify its reduction in variance and put the data into the number of clusters you tell it to.
K-mean clustering. Like this only, it will it will find cluster, it form a cluster by using a data point. There is an unlabeled data. That unlabeled data, there are some point we need to cluster them depending upon the patterns and relationship between the data. We need to apply k-mean algorithm. By you applying that, the points are labeled by using a cluster, by making a cluster. We can see that these are unlabeled data, but it does not having a proper clustering. We do not have a clustering function. By applying k-mean, it will first find a centroid and put it, and then after that, whenever we will put input to the model, it will find whether the new point belongs to this cluster or this cluster, by finding the distance between the new point and the k centroids. Whenever the centroids and the centroid which having a less distance between a new point, then a new point will put the new value to that group. Let's see further or in depth about the k-mean cluster. A k-mean cluster is widely used for the categorical data, which are the data set which having data of unlabeled data. We need to mainly focus on how many numbers of centroid will be correct for solve this regression problem. This clustering algorithm is widely used for unsupervised learning, and we will try to find k number of clusters, and it uses Euclidean distance formula to find the similarity between each group or each point. The same thing will happen in k-NN algorithm. Okay, I think you all understand the algorithm. I think so. We can see further algorithm on upcoming days. Thank you.